This is why a lot of people don't believe that hell really exists. And the reason why a lot of people don't believe hell exists is because right now, right, life is hard. Life is really, really hard, right? But through this hardness of life, you got a lot of people that has found themselves through this hard life that they have had. And the fact that they have found themselves, when they transition, life is only going to get easier because they are on the path of finding themselves. And the more that you find yourself, you are going to realize you ain't going to be able to find yourself no more because you are truly indeed your higher self. But for a lot of us down here, a lot of us haven't found ourselves yet. We are not even on the avenue of finding ourselves. We are not even looking to find ourselves. So for these people, life is going to get a little harder for them. And when life gets a little harder for them, they see the way life is not exactly hell, but it is. Because the main goal is for you to find and seek who you are. See, because once you seek who you are and you realize that it is another version of you, you are going to be on the hunt for that. See, right now, in the midst of all this chaos and turmoil and hell, you got a lot of people that realize that it's a higher them somewhere. So right now, they're on a hunt for it. Through all this hell they're in, they're on a hunt and on a mission to learn what it is. So this hell is not really bothering them because their mind is focused on their higher self. So now that their mind is focused on their higher self and they are on the hunt and in the search for it, their only goal is to seek and hunt and chase after their higher self. So in the next life, it's going to be easier for them because they know that they are looking and hunting for their higher self. But for a lot of us down here through this turmoil and hell that we are going through, they don't know. So when this world transition, they are going to be in another world that's going to be a little harder than this. And you still have to find your higher self. It's going to be a life after this is going to be a little harder until you find your higher self. And the more harder life gets, the more it's going to be harder for you to find yourself. And eventually, life is going to be so hard until you are going to be in the midst of hell because you won't be able to find yourself at all. This is why now we are in a transitional stage where you got half of the people is going to transition to be their higher self. They're on the mission of searching and being their higher self. And you got a lot of them that don't even know that their higher self exists. This is why now we are coming into a world where you are going to be more controlled. Because right now you can't control a person that is on the hunt and on the seek of their higher self, because nothing that these people is doing that is stopping them. They are not paying attention to what they are doing. They are focused on their higher self. So through all this stuff that is being thrown at them, you cannot touch them because they're not even paying attention to it. They are fully aware and fully knows that it's a higher version of them somewhere, so you can't touch them. But the ones that don't know, everything that you throw out, it is going to bother them because they don't know that a higher version of them exists somewhere else. This is why the world that we are coming into now, you are going to be more controlled. And the more you allow this life and this world and your surroundings to control you, and you are not aware of who you are, and that there is a version of you that is around you spiritually and in you, it's going to be a lot harder for you. That's all. This is why a lot of people think that hell really don't exist. You're not going to be in the midst of fire. You probably won't ever be in the midst of fire. But remember, in the very last days, people are going to beg to die. And they will not. And they cannot. So what kind of world what kind of world you think that is? To where though you're going to beg and plead and want to die and cannot die. That sounds like hell, don't it? It's a lot of people that is living on this world and on this planet right now that is begging to die. You got people committing suicide every day. They're begging to die. This is their hell. And you got a lot of people that know they're about to see the true sword. They happy. They rejoicing. But on the other side, you got people that is killing themselves. Now imagine life getting harder than this. That means you're going to have more people that is going to try to kill themselves. And you're still going to have people that is going to be the hunt and on the hunt of their higher self. So it's more of who you are and what you want and what you feel and what you see and what you know. So you might not ever see the fire. But believe me, if you allow this life and these beings that is controlling this life control you and consume you, you're going to wish that you was in hell, because hell going to seem like it's a better place than where you are right now. So right now, try to awaken yourself. And what I mean by that is try to know who you are. Ask yourself. Go deep within yourself. Because our spirit always been around us. Our spirit always been in us. It never forsaken us, ever. Even when we deny it, even when we don't even claim it, even when we don't even like it, when we don't even know it exists, our spirit, our higher self, always been in us and around us. And it has always helped us even when we didn't know that it did. So talk to that spirit in you. Talk to that spirit around you. And it's going to answer back. Sometimes it may take a lifetime to answer back. But believe me, when it do answer, it's going to answer exactly on time. It never fails. Because you're talking to a person that is a pure witness to it. I am 42 years old. I didn't know what I knew 10 years ago. But believe me, I know it now. And I am here to spread the word with you. You know what I'm saying? So it's not going to happen overnight. That's why it takes a lifetime. You got a lot of people that they get it in a week. They get it in a few days. They get it in a few hours. They get it in a few months. They get it in a few years. Sometimes they get it in 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90 years. You got a lot of people down here that are 60, 70, 80 years old, and they still don't know. They are walking through this earth 67, 80, 90 years old and still don't know. And here you 20 years old and you know more than an 80-year-old. And that also goes to show you that knowledge and wisdom doesn't come with age. Because you got a lot of deaf and dumb senior citizens down here. But it's not their fault. It's just that they never took the time and seeked within. They always seeked outside. And if you look at this world for what it is, everything in this world is designed to show you what is outside of you and not what is inside. So maybe you should go against the grain and stop consuming what is outside and start consuming what is in.